Hello, this is recycLA with another informative webinar to help you reduce cost. I'm John Hulse, a zero waste representative with Ware Disposal. I'll be discussing how retail and warehouse operations were simply made for reducing, reusing, and recycling. There's big opportunities for businesses willing to learn more. So please keep on watching and listening. This webinar is brought to you by the City of Los Angeles recycLA program and the recycLA service providers, which include Athens Services, CalMet Services, NASA Services, Republic Services, Universal Waste Systems, Ware Disposal, and Waste Management. Reduce, reuse, recycle. It's what warehouses and distributors as well as retailers can do. And of course, you want your business to reduce its waste bills and improve its environmental footprint. But maybe you're unsure where to start, what programs are available, and how to get assistance. Then recycLA team is here to help lend a hand in your efforts. So let's break it down. First, this webinar will cover current state waste laws and compliance programs and the environmental impact retail and warehouse operations can have. Then we'll cover why the need to reduce waste and how you can perform waste assessments and follow this with special collection considerations for retail stores and unique needs of warehouses. Finally, you can learn how you can partner with your recycLA service provider. How will California's laws affect your business? There are several laws to know about. In this section, we cover some of the more important ones related to trash and recycling. The one agency to remember is CalRecycle. That's short for California Department of Resources Recycling and Recovery. This agency is charged with assuring compliance of local government and businesses with the laws and the broad statewide goal to reduce all waste by 75% by 2020, that's this year, and organic waste by 75% by 2025. First, there is AB 341, the mandatory commercial recycling law enacted in 2012 that requires a business which generates 4 cubic yards or more of solid waste per week to arrange for recycling. How can you check to see how much you throw away? If your business uses a dumpster, 4 cubic yards is what the typical small business might throw away in a week if they weren't recycling. Now we got the 4-yard circled here so you know what that looks like. Remember, the goal in California is 75% recycling by all commercial premises. Second, there is AB 1826, a mandatory organics recycling law enacted in 2014 that requires a business which generates 2 cubic yards or more of solid waste per week to arrange for organic waste recycling. Solid wastes are recyclables as well as regular trash, and the organics include food waste, food scraps, waste paper, textiles, grass clippings, and wood. These organic items often amount to 60% of our municipal waste. SB 270 is the single-use carryout bag ban. It affects most grocery stores, retail stores with a pharmacy, convenience stores, food marts, and liquor stores, all of whom are no longer able to provide single-use plastic carryout bags to their customers. Instead, stores may provide a reusable grocery bag, just like this one, or a recycled paper bag to a customer at the point of sale at a charge of at least 10 cents. AB 3025, Expanded Polystyrene Loose Fill Package Law. You know, nurdles, peanuts, plastic popcorn. This law was passed by the California legislature in 2008, and it prohibits the sale of expanded polystyrene, which is also known as styrofoam, that's a brand name. And so loose packaging, fill packaging in this state, unless it's comprised of at least 100% post-consumer recycled material, must meet the requirements of this law. When times are good, it's easy to ignore symptoms of waste and inefficiency, but when things slow down, we can't let money burn. It's a great time to focus efforts inward to improve business efficiency. Inefficiencies have significant side effects on the environment too, with severe consequences for human health as well. Every smart business should try to remove these inefficiencies. That's where recycLA can be a big help to you. Let's explore some of these common wastes you can eliminate. Plastics, textiles, paper, glass, and metals. My gosh, they're all recyclable. Of the 8.3 billion tons of plastics that has ever been produced, about 6.3 billion of it has been discarded as waste. Of that, only 9% has been recycled. The rest is in landfills or sadly in the natural environment as litter, according to National Geographic. Consumers wanted alternatives. In 2015, Nielsen found plastics are perceived by customers to be the least environmental friendly type of packaging. Marketing studies by Accenture and Nielsen indicate consumers are even willing to pay more for quote unquote less. In 2019, Accenture surveyed 6,000 consumers in 11 countries across North America, Europe, and Asia and found that 37% seek out and are willing to pay up to 5% more for environmentally friendly alternatives. Who's that monster in our closet? It's our disposable fashion. In fact, textile waste is the fastest growing component of the municipal waste stream. Some people are shocked that 84% of clothing these days in the USA ends up in landfills or incinerators. The quantity of clothing Americans discard each year has doubled in the last 20 years, from 7 million to 14 million tons. Yet only 15% are recycled, and nearly 100% of textiles and clothing are easily recycled. Paper and paperboard make up about 26% of total municipal solid waste. According to a leading nonprofit agency, World Counts, pulp and paper is the third largest industrial polluting industry. Chlorine-based bleaches are used during production, which results in toxic materials being released to our environment. And when paper rots, it emits methane gas, 25 times more potent than CO2. Fortunately, paper materials account for 50% of all recyclables collected by weight in the United States. So it's sort of a good news, bad news type of situation. Glass is 100% recyclable, says the Glass Manufacturing Industry Council, a nonprofit trade association. The council says Americans dispose 10 million metric tons of glass annually, but only a third of it is recycled. And that recycling rate pales when compared with the 90% recycling rate in Switzerland, Germany, and other European countries. The blame is our approach to collection, as single stream glass is recycled far less than multi stream source material. And single stream, we just put everything all together into one bin. So that causes a bit of a problem. According to the American Iron and Steel Institute, steel is the most recycled material on the planet, along with other highly recycled metals like aluminum, copper, silver, and gold. But it seems we Americans lag behind. Annually, only 8 million out of the 24 million tons of steel waste generated in the U.S. actually gets recycled. And according to the Aluminum Association, only 60% of aluminum beverage containers were recycled in 2015. Materials like metals can be recycled repeatedly without altering their properties, and recycling saves oodles of energy. What's it all mean to you? Wasting costs real money, and this is coming directly off your bottom line. The true costs, of course, are not so obvious, and they may reflect raw materials, the energy usage, water usage, effluent produced, packaging, factory and office consumables, and waste of time and effort. Cost-effective waste minimization is a valuable investment that pays dividends for any company. You can also enhance your corporate image as customers, employees, and investors all have a growing interest in environmental performance. Simply put, waste minimization shows how effectively and efficiently you control operations. Your business generates significant amounts of recoverable waste, but there are tools that your service provider can supply that help, such as conducting a waste survey. The benefits of assessing waste are many. It identifies ways to prevent waste and reduce your waste bill. It establishes baseline data. It gives detailed analysis of waste generation. It enhances sustainability of your business, and it saves you money. But remember, you can't measure and fix what you don't know. Let's take a look at some of the major waste generating activities in your store or warehouse. These activities have been documented for many businesses just like yours. Warehouses and retailers have major waste generating activities. Production waste is one. Product receipt and repacking for delivery. It can cause breakdown of large shipments into smaller shipments for distribution, resulting in product breakage and packaging waste. There's also overproduction waste, producing more product than the customer needs, and that sometimes can cause a crowded backstock. So if you're sticking with a specific amount of an ordered product, even though sales are slowed, that can be a problem. Inventory waste, the unnecessary accumulation of every product, whether finished, in progress, or in its raw form. And if you're sticking to gut-based forecasting methods or you have a lack of faith in your supplier, that can be a source of more waste. Finally, there's defect waste, producing faulty products which need to be remade or sent back. The cause of this is poor training, unclear procedures in warehouse process, operating error, and bad supplies. Major types of waste associated with retail and warehousing distribution include our fiber, we mentioned that before, paper packaging, cardboard boxes and craft paper, plastics, packaging, bags and shrink wrap, textiles, rags, clothing, remnants, and wood, pallets, crates, and packaging. All these things are dry, easily recoverable if kept separated from organic material. Some of the minor waste types include metals like bands and hangers, whole products, defects, breakage, regulated waste like electronics, batteries, and wires, food waste. Employees and to a lesser extent customers can contribute to this, and landscaping. Things, like some of the grass clippings and vegetation around your location. All these can contribute, but generally in a minor way. The answer to waste is to reduce, reuse, and recycle. But why should we do it? Well, there's benefits to this 3R program. Higher overall profits due to a reduction in material usage and waste, which also means lower waste disposal costs and means you're going to be in compliance with environmental regulation. I talked about 75% recycling. And in today's world, taking steps to reduce your environmental footprint is not only good for the planet, but it's also good for the company image. Okay, now bear with me a little bit. We're going to talk about a few things on this slide about lean warehousing and also lean retail. It's based on developing operations in a way that minimize resource usage without affecting your product quality. Here's some tips. Use less packaging. Packaging is one of the biggest contributors to waste, so less packaging means less waste. And you can avoid excess packaging to save on shipping costs. You can use less consumables. Use printing-free electronic alternatives. Promote reusable kitchenware in the break rooms. Encourage customers to bring their own bags. Or you could purchase reusable bags laden with store incentives. And finally, not finally, but third, you could reduce energy usage and try renewables. Charge your machinery during off-peak hours when energy costs are lower. Electrify your mobile equipment. Monitor your energy bills and use energy-efficient lighting or natural lighting. Finally, you can carry environmentally friendly products. Now, the big thing to hear is to speak with your vendors about where they source their products to ensure quality and fair trade items. Reuse is the action of using something again and again. Repairing pallets of wood and plastic can mean less trees cut and a positive environmental impact. Shredded paper products can be used for packing material or even a plant growth medium. Reusing boxes and other packages mean less material needs to be purchased. Where possible, switch to reusable or returnable packaging. You can donate or repurpose goods that are slightly damaged. And finally, you can implement a buyback program to allow customers to sell back items in good condition at a fraction of the cost. These items can be resold or donated. To be part of closing the loop, you may need to sort your recyclables for collection. Start by placing recycling bins in convenient and appropriate locations. Be sure to apply clear labeling and signage. And if the quantity warrants, invest in a baler to allow for higher quantities of cardboard and plastic storage. Finally, follow recycLA's easy recycling tips. Also, where appropriate, use recycled packaging to encourage the usage of recycled material in the marketplace. So let's set up a recycling program. Your recycLA service provider is ready to meet with you to set up your tailored recycling program. During an initial meeting with your management team, you'll hear more about California's laws, the recycling requirements, the reasons to reduce waste, and your potential cost savings. And you can also ask any questions about recycLA. During the walkthrough waste survey of the various operating sections of your business, your representative will help identify where bins may be placed for more efficient separation and collection of recyclables, organics, and trash. The quality and quantity of waste will be assessed along with workflow and space constraints. Finally, your service representative will provide a proposal which will outline proposed service levels incorporating recycling, organics collection, and reductions in trash service needs. Here are some important factors to consider when starting your program. Your service provider can help in many aspects of the program startup. Even though many facilities have limited space, try grouping internal waste and recycling containers together. The goal is to ensure easy access of waste containers and recycling to every employee. Purchase or repurpose existing containers to match the sorting program colors of black for trash, blue for recycling, and green for food waste. This will give employees a clear visual cue on how to sort their waste. Don't just assume you need a bigger bin. You may want to use a baler to decrease your workload and costs while increasing the value of your recycling by baling. The easiest way to distinguish different streams is to use clear signage on and above containers at high level. Laminate the signage to ensure it is cleanable and sturdy. If you can't place signs above containers, post them in communal areas so everybody can easily reference them. To ensure program success, all employees should be trained. In a warehouse or retail setting, all employees interact with the waste stream, so training all staff is just as important as training your maintenance. And also, your service provider can provide no-cost training for your business. Finally, service providers can assist with setup and implementation, but buy-in from management is imperative to ensure continued program success. Managers at all levels should go through the same training and be a resource to employees who have questions and want answers. Once your program is started, you'll want to continue to work with your staff to make it more efficient and successful. Here's some tips for a successful program. Ensure signage has clear photos of the items being generated in your business. Review the common contaminants with employees during team meetings and allow time for suggestions on improvements. Make sure that all new employees are trained during the employee onboarding process. And finally, continue to maintain communication with your service provider regarding your pickup schedule. You may need to increase your recycling pickup and decrease your trash pickup once your program is in full swing. Don't forget, unused trash space is costing your business money, so you want to right-size your service. That's it. So what's next? You can contact your service representative and schedule a waste assessment. Go to the website and click Request a Waste Assessment online. A successful reduce, reuse, and recycling program will help reduce cost, improve company marketability, and be a positive experience for employees as well as for your customers. By utilizing the expertise of your recycLA service provider and properly setting up the program, you will reap the benefits. You will also save the headache of issues associated with contamination and excess costs. Sustainability is going to be incorporated into every facet of industry in the years to come, yours included. Starting now will enable you to meet current compliance while preparing for the future. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about managing waste at your business. Your recycLA service provider is dedicated to your success in minimizing waste and creating a successful program. Be sure to check out our other webinars and resources to help you in your journey. If you have questions still, please post them and complete an out evaluation to help us help you.